All right, thank you everyone for coming to my talk today. It's a really important one. It's about how your life can be a movie and you are the main character. So let's get started. Meet the artist, that's me. I'm Diane. I go by she, hers pronouns. I'm a developer at Launch Darkly. I enjoy live music events and watching bad rom-coms. I also watch Gossip Girl. I really like it, and that's me on the steps of the Met, obviously, in New York, which is where I'm based out of. So I enjoy watching movies and listening to their soundtracks. I think it's a great way to pay attention to the type of music that's being presented in the movie because it really enhances the storytelling experience. It emphasizes the mood of the characters and the setting, and it's just like really fun to see like what choices are being picked for the film. One time I listened to a soundtrack so much that Spotify said that one of my playlists consists of soundtracks and film scores. I think it was a little embarrassing because I was just listening to a soundtrack, imagining myself as the character in the movie. Okay, so I asked myself, what if I combined all of my interests, music, movies, and data? Is this even possible? Well, I challenged myself and I created a movie database. So in this database, I have a bunch of movies that I enjoyed watching, including a song, an iconic song from that film, and a location that took place in the movie that was in real life as well. So in this example, we have a marker in Toronto. There's Scott Pilgrim versus the World and a song along with the movie. As you can see, there are some movies in the West Coast and the East Coast that I enjoyed as well. I'm very biased. A lot of the movies I watch are influenced by cities I've lived in or liked visiting in person. So can you tell that I enjoy movies and music a lot? I also travel for music. I was born and raised in California, and I've traveled across the country just to follow my favorite artists on tour. And that was a very fun experience. I've also visited Asia to experience the small indie band culture over there. And I thought it was amusing to watch a concert out there because even though there were language barriers and I didn't know what anyone was talking about, we were all there to listen to a rock band that's very small and hasn't even gone international yet. I've also visited Europe because I like the electronic music scene a lot, and I think the crowds in Europe are very cool, especially at the music festivals. It's very interesting to see a bunch of strangers come together from all over the world to attend a music festival and just dance together to the same music. I always like talking to them and asking, how did you find out about this artist, or how did you discover this song? It's always fascinating to hear how people discover music and what it means to them. And it warms my heart because I think music is a great way to connect with others and just have this shared interest no matter where you're from in the world. So I think music and art is what makes life worth living, and to be able to meet other people who share the same sentiment is really cool. So now I have an important question for you all. What did you listen to on the way here? So think back maybe earlier today, a few days ago, when you were getting ready to get on a plane or train to PyCon. What were you listening to? Was it a song that you had in your head before, your favorite song? Or did you listen to the radio on the way here? Was it pop music? I want to know what your favorite song was and how you discovered it. So we're gonna have everyone take out their phones and scan this QR code here. It's gonna be led to a website where you can share the exact information that I'm asking you. So we'll have a quick demo. That QR code will be led to this website, Your Life is a Movie. You're gonna click on the Add Location button and be led to this HTML form page that asks for your name, your movie moment memory, and location coordinates. So just put whatever for the name. It's all anonymous anyways. And for your movie moments memory, you can just tell me that you listened to it on your way to Pittsburgh. Or you can tell me something more meaningful, like you listened to this song during your first heartbreak, or your first time seeing your crush at a coffee shop in your hometown. So tell me about that little sweet memory you had. And then you're going to do a little bit of work for me. You're going to go on your Maps app and find a latitude and longitude. Like, I know it's a bit of work, but trust me, it's going to look great in the end. And lastly, the song and artist. I'll go back to this slide. And I guess we can play some of the music. Have the 90 seconds for you all to submit your memory. If you don't want to look up coordinates, you can use the Pittsburgh airport coordinates over there or the one to the convention center. Wonderful. Thank you all for submitting an entry. Feel free to keep this page open and submit more as you think of other songs that mean something to you. Oh no, we're not playing it again. Okay, so I have 3 takeaways I want you to all have from this talk. The first one, the big idea, is that data can be fun and interesting to work with. Like, we can present it in a way that's more creative and artistic and not just maybe a line graph that we are used to seeing or a bar chart, pie charts. I want us all to think of the data that we like and see how we can put it out creatively. Like, as we saw earlier, I made a movie database and I plotted it onto a Google map because I think that's the best way to visualize this data, to see like where each movie took place. I also like art a lot, so I'm going to make things artistic and pretty, having pretty markers, just like making it more interactive and immersive. That's how I'm able to stay engaged. And lastly, the impact of collaboration. We're all here because we like data and we want to see how we can make this more creative. So it's only because everyone's able to work together and share their memories that we're able to have this cool project. So geospatial data can, keep us connected despite the distances. So how did I build this project? I used a handful of tools, such as the Launch Darkly feature flags. That's going to make the magic happen later on. I use the Google Maps API, obviously, to show the visualization. I use Render for fast deployment, as you might have seen on your phones already. PostgreSQL for the backend, because that's the only database that Render currently supports. And lastly, ChatGPT 4.0. I use that to generate information about song titles, location coordinates, and movie titles. So, why Python? Well, we're all at PyCon. I think we all know that Python is pretty cool, and Flask is a very chill framework. I was able to serve HTML templates and static files into the user's browsers very fast and honestly, easily. It's very quick to get started, and for someone with a lot of ideas, I like to be able to bring my ideas to life in a hackathon setting, in a conference setting. I just want to build things. So Python and Flask are cool. The front end, as we saw already, the Flask application serves the HTML files to the user's browsers, and the form handles all the user inputs, the song data, the memories, all that. The backend, I mentioned PostgreSQL. Usually I use SQLite because it's built into Python, but for Render, I had to use their requirements. The data flow, as we all experience already, we use our phones, or honestly, you can use it on your computer too. You input all the information that the form requires, and the Flask application processes all the input and stores it into the Postgres database. Then the application determines which data to display to the users. The server-side SDK, I use Launch Darkly because I'm able to securely store the SDK keys on the server and determine what data to show to the users without ever touching the front end. Platform as a service, I use Render. I keep saying it, it's a pretty great platform that I learned this year. In the past, I would choose from Google Cloud Platform, AWS, or Heroku, but Render has been a pretty fun and quick and easy way to deploy an application. All I have to do is make a GitHub repo and git commit, git push, and boom, all of my changes are on the website. So that works out for someone like me who enjoys bringing projects to life fast. Okay, technical challenges. I had a few questions during the development of this project. Does AI know movies? Well, let's figure it out together with prompt engineering. So being a developer can get a little lonely when there's like so many tasks I want to achieve. So I decided to have fun with ChatGPT and give it a personality. I said, okay, so my personal assistant has to be a movie fanatic that enjoys building databases. I'm going to give this personal assistant a project that is within the intersection of technology, art, and entertainment. So that's the background. And I'm going to give it some homework. I'm going to make it look into movielocations.com, which is a website that lists a bunch of movies that took place in different cities across the world. For my use case, I'm going to focus on California and New York because I'm biased. I'm going to make this small data set for now, and I'm going to ask it to generate a list of information: the movies, the song title, the artist, and the location coordinates of a scene from that movie. So we'll see what ChatGPT Assistant creates. Maybe I overwhelmed it a bit because there was an error. So I asked, are you doing okay? And it responded. So it generated a list of data for me. So let's take a look. We have California, La La Land, and some rom-coms in New York. So let's look at La La Land, for example. It listed a location of the Griffith Observatory in LA and some coordinates. There's also an iconic song, The City of Stars. I honestly don't have time to look at each and every coordinate and cross-check, is this accurate? Is this actually in the movie? So I'm gonna take a chance on my personal chatbot and just throw it all into the database and plot it onto the Google map. Boom. So there's La La Land in LA. So I've been to the Griffith Observatory before, and I think that looks pretty accurate to me. So good job, ChatGPT. I'm going to trust it and let it build this database for me. So my second question, has anyone heard of monkey patching? You all have by now because I heard it earlier today. So I didn't know what monkey patching was until I built this project. And it is the concept of changing a dependency during runtime, which feels so wrong, but so right at the same time. Monkey patching. So why was it relevant in this project? Well, I used the Google Maps API, which actually has not been maintained since like 2021. So that means it's using an older version of Flask. I wasn't able to get it working. It's 2025. I want to make sure all my dependencies are up to date. I want to use like the latest version of Flask. So what did I have to do? I had to go into the init Python file and change it to an older version so that this dynamically changes the behavior of the package at runtime. And then I can use an older version of Flask just for the Google Maps API. If you're curious to learn more about like how to run Google Maps for yourself, you can look at the article I published on the Launch Darkly dashboard. But yeah, so I learned monkey patching and I felt so hacky, and it felt complicated, but maybe that's like part of the joys of being a developer, like being able to like hack your way through to bring your idea to life. Okay, fun part. Let's look at everyone's data. Woo. Okay, so here's a screenshot of the database. A bunch of random songs, and I think it's very amusing to see everyone's entry. There's like, how do people interact with the internet? Do they put all lowercase like me? I submit everything in lowercase letters. Do they put stuff in like uppercase letters? I think it's amusing, and it reminds me of like the LimeWire days, just browsing like whatever people put on the internet. Okay, so what is a feature flag? If you don't know what it is, you can think of it as a giant if-else statement controlled by a switch. So why did I use feature flags in this project? Well, I make the magic happen. I'm able to easily control which data set I want to display and test the features gradually. I'm able to build and change configurations at runtime. And if for some reason my data set is not working, I'm able to roll back on a data set that is working and make sure that the experience for other people is not like bad, because I don't have to take down the project and fix anything. live demo time. We're gonna toggle the switch with Launch Darkly. Sorry, I do have to touch the computer again. We're gonna change the movie dataset from the movie dataset to crowdsourced dataset in real time. And I'll be very careful. Okay, right here, I'm gonna make a feature flag called Google Maps, and if it's on, it's gonna render the movie database right here. And if I turn it off, right here, it's going to serve crowdsourced data. So pretty easy process. I'm gonna review and save, write a comment, show crowd data. Boom, save changes, flag is saved. Let's go back to our website, click on view map. I'm just gonna refresh it. Look, the markers are red, but now they are blue. Whoa, because that's everyone's data. That's all the crowdsourced data. Notice that there's nothing in Toronto anymore because Scott Pilgrim is a movie, and that's in a movie database. So let's see if anyone submitted. Oh, there's a lot of submissions in Pittsburgh. Let's go in and see. All right, what do we have here? This is a nice drive. Someone listened to the Gorillas. That's awesome. Thank you for submitting that. What do we have here? No, 3-hour delayed flight to Pittsburgh. That is very sad. I'm sorry that happened, but thank you for submitting a song that you remember listening to during your little delay. That's cool. Let's see. Zoom in more. Some things in the convention center. Someone listened to Hotel California. Shout out California. All right, so I'm gonna zoom out. So yeah, that's some of the entries that we have in Pittsburgh. But as you can see, there's stuff in Philly and New York. Let's zoom into New York. Someone listened to a song at the end of the rave before they had to leave New York. I guess they had a movie moment memory there, like a bittersweet movie moment. So yeah, check it out. You can go back to the website and play around with it. Like, go around the world, see what kind of music people are listening to in your hometown. If there's an entry from your hometown there, in your favorite city, if you've been abroad. Let's see, there's some entries in Europe. Let's see what's in London. Wow, they had a very a sweet memory and a song associated with it. So yeah, go ahead and play around with it. Feel free to send it to your friends who like music, because I think it's a fun way to see what people are listening to, what song actually means something to them. Cool. So that's it. I'm gonna go back to the slides. So yeah, feature flag's pretty cool. Just change it real quick. Okay, everyone, there's a QR code again if you need it. Cool. Yeah. Save the website. It's neat. And feel free to submit more stuff if you're bored. I love looking at music data. And who knows, maybe that song will end up in my own playlist. All right, so to wrap things up, I want everyone to know that code is a tool for art and storytelling. At least that's what I firmly believe in. I would love to see more people be more creative with their skills in programming. I think it's a form of creative expression, as we have seen here. And I hope you all are encouraged to find a data set that interests you. For me, I like movies and music, so I'm gonna find all the data related to it and build something cool with it. And art connects people. We're all here because, maybe we have an idea of how we can connect people with art and want to bring it more into our daily lives. And lastly, anyone can have a movie moment. So if you haven't had it already, I want you to walk out this door and start giving yourself power poses, make power poses and pretending you are the main character, okay? So start romanticizing your life and pretending that life is fun, because it can be fun. And while you're on this earth, start thinking of your own theme song. Think of a song that means something to you and just enjoy life. Life is too short to not do that. So this project also opens doors to new creative challenges. What if I had you all submit a photo instead? What if you submitted a photo that meant a lot to you, a sentimental photo? Is it a picture of nature? I would have to figure out, is this user submission safe for work? I have to make sure there's like nothing wrong with it if I'm going to post it to a website that anyone can look at. Otherwise, maybe I can use AI more. Maybe I can have it plot the coordinates without having you all look up the coordinates manually. Like that was a lot of work, right? Finding the latitude and longitude. I know, because I had to do it a lot. But what if I had AI like just, describe the place of your favorite coffee shop, your hometown, and what if it just like plotted something for you? Wouldn't that be neat? Or if you like just submit a Google Maps entry, maybe I should do that next. Okay, that's it. Thank you all for coming to my talk today, and feel free to stay connected. Talk to me afterwards if you're interested in anything I talked about today, or just tell me your favorite movie. You can stay connected with me on X or Twitter, Blue Sky, or join the Launch Darkly Discord to tell me more about what you're building. All right, thank you. Oh, also there's a bunch of stickers. If there's not enough, there are more up here. There's like Launch Darkly and Flask stickers as well.